Today I want to share a review of a fret crowning file that I just bought. It's the Baroque 3rd generation fret crowning file, and I'll talk about the pros and cons and give you a little side-by-side demonstration. I'm Dave with Stringing Together, and let's dive in. So here it is here, the Baroque Edge fret crowning file, and it comes in a nice little sleeve. I've obviously opened it before and used it, sort of working backwards here, but this is what it looks like out of the package, minus the drawings. And I do like the feel of it, very solid. I can tell it's all the way through the metal here in the handle, so I'm not worried about it breaking anytime. Nice wooden handle, which I like because I've been using this fret crowning file for years, and I never really liked the sort of slippery plastic feel at the end there, so I personally appreciate the wood. Comes with 3 sizes. According to the Amazon description, at least, it's bass, guitar, and ukulele. Now, if you know much about frets, you know that they come in all different sizes. So just to give you a point of reference, when I was doing the first guitar that I did with this was a Martin D28, and I actually used the ukulele size, according to this, for those frets. So anything larger, and it just didn't really cut it, whereas something like a Gibson or a Fender has a bit wider jumbo frets. I'm not sure if I'd make use of that one even for a bass. I'd probably go with that one, but keep that in mind when thinking about buying this, is you might not fit all of your frets, whereas something like this is the most versatile file. And I also decided to go with the 3rd generation, which was $37, so I'll put a link for that in the description, as opposed to the 4th generation. I don't know, I just couldn't justify the extra $20. Maybe it's that much better, but you know, I'm kind of holding up for the 5th. But I'll stop blabbing away and I'll show you a demonstration here. This first fret that I'll show you is actually a stainless steel fret that I installed, so keep that in mind when judging how fast this is going. Stainless steel takes a lot longer to grind down than your standard 18% nickel silver fret, so this did a pretty quick job of it, at least. And I like that you can go back and forth as opposed to what I'm used to, which is the Stuart McDonald 3-corner file. You can only go one direction, and the weight of it makes it a pretty good option for a beginner-friendly file because it's very easy to hold it on that fret and keep it from slipping. I know the first one that I used, I tended to slip a lot because it was just so lightweight and easy to slip off and score the top of the fret. In terms of fret marks, it was not too bad. It left the fret looking a little bit scuffed up. And the other thing I found was that, which is the same problem with any rounded crowning file that I have, is it doesn't get the line thin enough on the top of the fret. I like that line to be razor thin, so I did end up having to go in with my homemade 3-corner file, which is actually just a prism with sandpaper glued to either side. So I have 220, 320, and 400. And what I find that allows me to do is go in there and get that perfectly thin line, but also it's going to remove the fret marks on the side of the fret. So when you hit the top of the frets with the sandpaper, you're not left with those few scratches on the sides. You can check out this video here in the corner if you want to see me make this thing, and also check out the description because I've got a course that you can dive into which shows how to use this tool here and some others to get your frets seated and leveled in a very beginner-friendly way. Next, I want to talk about some slight disadvantages that I found with this file. The one was just knowing which side was what, so I just wrote that on there, and I wrote it upside down in permanent marker, so it's going to have to live with that. But in terms of working over top of the body, I did find it was a little bit challenging in that there's not much room for my fingers to fit on the actual guitar body, and let alone doing the part of the fret that's closest to me. I actually had to switch around to the other side of the guitar in order to get the side that's closest to the camera here. I'll give you a close-up of what the finished product looks like without doing any of the sanding. You can see it's a fairly thin line. It's not quite acceptable in my standards, but maybe you can tell from the camera that there's not too many fret marks. It leaves a pretty good shine on there. So would I recommend this file? Yes. Overall, pretty good. Not going to blow you away, but it's a solid file, and for $37, I'd say it's worth it. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite file is, and if you're curious to dive in more to guitar repair in general and you want to learn more about fretwork, then definitely check out my free course in the description below. give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, all those things, and I'll see you next week.